Hey, this is Goldbond 2000. This is video number 2 of the 3-part PVE series. This is going to be on the dynamic werewolf rotation for PVE. Here I have show you my superstar build. A Sork Orc werewolf in Molag Kena, all medium, Reliquins, and Blood Moon, with a sharpened greatsword and double dot health poisons, otherwise known as crown lethal poison. Shadow Mundus. I'll quickly run through my werewolf skills. Berserker this patch is the clear winner. Feral Pounce, which adds 4 seconds to your transformation when you pounce from greater than 10 meters. And sometimes you'll see me during trials back up and pounce again to get my timer up. Hercine's Fortitude, the ever expensive heal. I do the Deafening Roar, which applies major fracture. This is now a non-conditional, so you do not have to fear them to apply the fracture, which is beautiful for PvE, the one improvement that was made. Howl of Despair, because it gives a synergy, which is very important for the rest of the pack. And then Claws of Life, which puts a dot down and heals you for 50% of the disease damage done, which is huge when you're in big trash packs. Okay, so I'm going to show you one really important thing to do to save your fingers arthritis from Wolf PvE. Because you have to be clicking the left button at least 2 times per second. It can get really exhausting. So I have set up here a PVE profile. To get this to work, you have to have a mouse program that can provide a turbo. In essence, like anytime you're holding down the left click, it's gonna fire off the left click button or my light attack button 10 times per second. You don't really need it to be that high for a werewolf. I would say 5 is fine. So all you're going to see me doing is holding down the left click button and weaving in. Instead of doing a light attack weave, you're just going to see me hold it down, and I'll hit the skill buttons with my thumb, just because you don't hit them as frequently as you would for regular DPS. So I'm saving that. I'll go back here, and now you're going to see, oops, didn't load the right profile. Let me switch it over. See it load, and there I'm just holding the left mouse button, and then I'm weaving in attack. So that's really important, just to save your fingers a little bit of wear and tear. Okay, so my dynamic rotation goes as follows, and I'll try and put these comments on screen or in the YouTube comments. Number 1 is anytime Blood Moon procs, all you want to do is light attack. Don't do anything else. It's so important that you don't weave skills in, because it will not allow you to do as many light attacks, which are doing a huge amount of damage. So this tracker right here shows you cooldown, and then it's going to show you stacks. You have to get to 5 stacks before your Blood Moon procs. This is the full moon add-on. So you're going to see it turn to red once it reaches 5 stacks, and you'll see a countdown of 5 seconds and then a 13-second cooldown, and then you can reapply the stacks. If you're in a pack, once you see it start to reapply stacks and you get to 1 to 2, you should be calling for a howl, so Howl of Despair, from someone else, so you can synergize and get the empower for 5 seconds, which increases your light attack damage even more. So when Blood Moon procs and you have Feeding Frenzy synergy activated, you do even more damage. That's rule number 1. Don't do anything but light attacks when Blood Moon proc. Rule number 2 is always try and have your Molag Kena procced. So this Molag Kena, right there, you can see Molag Kena's mask. He's gonna proc when you hit 2 back-to-back light attacks. That number will turn to 6, and then you're gonna see it count down from 6 seconds until it reaches 0. Once it reaches 0, you have to do 2 back-to-back light attacks to reapply it. So always try and have your Molag Kena procced. You'll hear like almost like a glass door sliding sound when it procs, and you'll see like a little lightning effect on the character. I think it's honestly easier to watch the Molag Kena add-on tracker, and then always try and have it up. Rule number 3 that I use is once you've procced Molag Kena and your Blood Moon is not procced, if your stam pool is still pretty high, I will light attack, weave, and howls. So let me show you on this one here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and get my Kena procced. And then Blood Moon procced. I'm just holding it on my light attack button. Oops. So I procced it. So I'm gonna play now. Molag Kena proc again. Kind of like that. Alright. And then rule number 4 is the DPS. And this is all that makes up your dynamic rotation. Rule number 4 is the only reason like you stop doing light attacks when Blood Moon procs is to heal yourself or save yourself. It's also nice being able to do AoE fractures. I'll have a video going over how to do damage to groups like pseudo AoE. And that'll be my next video. This one we're just going to do a single target once I get out of combat here. You'll kind of see those rules in action that I talked about. Let me wait till this gets me out of combat. There we go. Before I jump in, I've got weapon power pots. Oops. Right here. So major brutality, major savagery, and stamina. Okay. So let's do a quick parse here. In 3, 2, 1. One of my teeth is not bound very well. There's got tons of stamina. Proc Kena. Get ready for Blood Moon proc. Proc Kena. Stamina. There you go. Proc Kena again. lay down your claws after Molag Kena proc. Same with howls. Make sure it's proc. And do some attack. Like maybe I should increase the rate to like 10 clicks per second. It's so firing slow on the lightest. Replay that up. Alright, 69,000. So not a very good parse, but you can kind of see the idea. Let me bring up combat metrics. Here you can see pen was about 6,200, like we talked about. Light attacks, if you have a good parse for a sork, orc, werewolf, it's going to be about 33 to 35,000, so I lost most of my DPS there. And then, yeah, that's about it. That's kind of in a nutshell how to do it. You can see weapon critical is about 60%, which is actually really good for a werewolf and really good for any damn DPS. That'll be it for this video. I'm just going to make one more quick video about doing AoE damage or pseudo AoE damage. Alright, thanks for listening.